Boom. What's up, everybody? Master of all things here, back at it again with another video. And today, I think this video is going to be pretty interesting to see other people's perspectives on the comments if you guys do comment. But this video we're going to talk about we're going to be talking about every single champion from flyweight to the heavyweight, and then give them their next three opponents. But I'm not going to do the opponents like they're already scheduled. Like I'm gonna give Joshua Van three opponents, but one of them isn't going to be Tatsuro Taira because he's already going to fight him. Same thing with whatchamacallit, like Gary versus Olberg, Ilya Taporia, like those fighters, like they already have an opponent. I'm gonna just give them three more opponents after. So yeah, let's get on to the video. To start off with, the flyweight. Now, in my opinion, I think it's pretty easy. I think it's really just how you want it in order, in my opinion. So the list I came up with, I feel like it's pretty reasonable. And then obviously, if everything goes perfect, I think honestly the thing is like which one is healthy or which one is the timeline is the best. Is Pantoja going to be healthy enough to return around the time Joshua Van either beats or either way loses or beats? If he obviously best case scenario if he beats every single one of them, I think Pantoja should be next if everything goes well and he's healthy. I think Manelcap versus Horiguchi can wait while Pantoja, uh, since he's been on I believe four or three title defense, he obviously deserves the rematch after what happened the first time. But if not, I don't know if it's true, but I heard Manel Cap versus Horiguchi's in the works for, I don't know if it's maybe Japan. I'm not sure, but I do believe they are trying to book that fight, which is pretty good. That's a number one contender fight. So, and they already fought. I don't know if it was once or twice, but they already fought in Ryzen. So it'll be a pretty good fight to see what's gonna the like Horiguchi and Manel Cap is definitely a title eliminator, and then Pantoja can just get the rematch either before or after their fight. I think maybe it's better to wait after Joshua Van, obviously best case scenario, beats Tatsuro Taira in the winner of Manel Cap versus Horiguchi, because then Pantoja would come in like 100% instead of coming in a little bit earlier where he's not 100% and he just wants the title back immediately. So it's gonna be a little hard, but you know, I think this is pretty fair. I think if Loner Kavanaugh beat Joshua uh, Johnson, I forgot the name. I don't know why. If he beat the guy that KO'd him and then beat Moreno, you could argue he could be above Horiguchi, but I think you would put them in the same tier list or the same like number three, basically. But since he lost, he has to fight one or two people, in my opinion. Just because I think Manel Cap was rated in, I think the like 6 and up, or it could be 7. I'm not sure, but yeah, these three pretty fair. It just matters which one's what the timeline fits the best. For Peter Yan, I know it's gonna be a little controversial about who should get the next title shot next. That's how I did, but this one it was kind of hard because all of them are gonna be fighting, or because Pantoja's coming off an injury, it's gonna be hard who actually gets it first without making it seem like one's getting over the other one. But with this one, like with the other fighters, it's kind of easy just because I feel like it should be. But with Peter Yan, I think it's also pretty easy. Is I think Merab. I know people want Sean O'Malley over Merab, but I rather just get the trilogy done and over, and then he could fight Sean, and then I think you can make Peter Yan versus Merab June, no, is it July or September? And then you could book the Sean O'Malley fight beginning of the year, and then you could book Umar fight. I think he might fight one more time. Realistically, Umar should get the title shot first above, but I think thinking about the UFC logic, they're not gonna give it to him. Like if Sean O'Malley wasn't in the division, I think they would give Umar the fight above Marab, in my opinion. But I think because Sean O'Malley is in the division, it's like they're not gonna give it to Umar compared to Sean O'Malley. Even though Sean O'Malley, like I wouldn't say barely beat, but he had a competitive fight against Song Yadong, compared to Umar, who yes had I wouldn't say competitive because he was easily winning the rounds with Mario Batista, and then he easily beat Davison Figueiredo. But I think they're gonna give him one more fight. I think probably, honestly, I could see them giving him the fight on the Peter Yan versus Marab card if they ever do one, and then just say, I don't know, I don't know who they give Marab in my opinion, because it would say Sean Corey Sandhagen rematch. I mean, I think it's something like a year. I think it's 2 years. So honestly, it wouldn't. I mean, it's 2 years, but at the same time, I'm not sure. I think Umar would just win the same way. I don't think Corey has really that much in it. Like I know every time he loses, like, oh, I should have done this or that. But in my opinion, I don't think anything would have been different compared to someone like Umar, who can definitely hold you down, who's a great striker. Obviously, the cardio's a problem, but he definitely held the cardio against someone like Corey Sandhagen, since he won. I think he arguably won every single round. So yeah, pretty easy top three opponents for Peter Yan. Honestly, it just matters what the UFC gives the first two. I think it's obviously going to be Marab, because I know Peter Yan has an injury, but I don't think it's going to last that long. I think it's going to be a quick recovery, and then they're going to run the trilogy, and then they're going to run Sean O'Malley, and then whoever Umar's next opponent is, once he wins, he's going to get the title shot. So on to the next one. Volkanovski. Now it's kind of hard because, like, again, with some of these, like with the Volkanovski, Taporia, Hamzat, Alex Pereira, I'm giving these fight in the division, but it's just a matters if they're obviously someone like Ilya or Hamzat. I don't think they're gonna stay, but I just still gave them the three opponents just in case if they, God forbid, they do stay. You know, God forbid someone stays in their own division for a decent amount of time defending it. But yeah, with Alex Volkanovski, I think it's hard. I think it's easy, but it's hard because of the UFC. So the three people I got with is Mosvar, which he should definitely get it against Gene Silva. He's an 8 fight winning streak. He just beat. It was basically a number one versus number two contenders fight against him and Lerone Murphy, the Miracle, and then Gene Silva is on a 1 fight winning streak against Arnold Allen, who are people saying it's a robbery, but you can also argue against. They just don't want to say because they like Gene Silva more. I'm not saying it was a robbery, but people were claiming that you could score it either way, but don't want to do it with Mosvar, which is kind of funny. And I think Mosvar looked better against Lerone Murphy compared to Gene Silva comparing to Arnold Allen. And Arnold Allen was like what, top five. Mosvar was beating top 10 throughout that whole time. He beat Zalal, Arnold Allen, and Diego Lopez, who's I think number three, and then Sterling and Murphy. I think it says Zalal. I didn't mean Zalal, but yeah, they're all in the top five, so he should get it. And Gene Silva should fight one more person, either. I don't know. I'm not sure. It's kind of hard. That's why I have the Sterling versus Zalal. If Sterling is a lot ends in a KO or a submission or finish, I think you can put them over Gene Silva for the title shot. But if they don't, I think you could argue that they have one more. Like if Zalal or Sterling beats him by decision, I think you could give Gene Silva one fight versus them, and then that's a number one contenders fight. I think that was pretty fair. Because in the top five, because Mosvar should get it first, so they're not gonna fight each other. They already fought Diego Lopez, so they're not gonna fight. Lerone Murphy might just fought him, so they're gonna take time. It's not gonna be for a while. Yair, yeah, like I don't know why they're still not doing Yair. Like Yair is, if he fights Yair, then yeah, he should get the title shot after Mosvar. But if he's just not, like, I don't think he should deserve it. I think if Zalal and Sterling ends in a finish, I think they jump over Gene Silva, and then Gene Silva has to fight someone before, obviously, the winner of Mosvar versus Volkanovski happens, and that's my opinion. Honestly, I know it's a controversial, but these title shots are making no sense. These fight announcements are making no sense. I don't know what in the UFC they're doing. They're giving Arnold Allen, an unranked guy, after he took a short notice fight against RDR. I believe it was like 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Maybe I'm dragging it, but it was a decent amount of, like, a short amount of time. And instead of even getting him someone in at least in the top five, top 10, They give him an unranked guy who like I don't know. I don't know this is. They want to be taken seriously and then do the most WWE type matchups of all time. That's my opinion. I don't know. They say that the number one guy, the champion always defends against the number one guy, or the number one guy that is the champion tries to beat the number two guy. But yet they never do it. It's always a number nine. Like somehow the number nine guy is fighting for the title, or the unranked guy is fighting for a top five spot. None of these matchups, in my opinion, are making sense. I know some of them are. Like the ones they kind of announced are making sense, but bro, I'm scared. I'm scared on like while I'm working. I'm gonna open my phone. I see Gene Silver versus Volkanovski. I see Mosvar having to fight one more time. I think Arnold Allen needed to fight one more person. Like I don't understand. I don't understand what the UFC is doing. I think this is pretty fair. Like I said, I think if Sterling versus Allah ends in a finish, they go above Gene Silva for the title. Just because everyone in the top five, Yair is I don't know what the fuck he's doing. He's wasting his opportunity to even try to get the title. Trying to think. Diego Lopez didn't deserve it the second time, but he damn sure it's not. If he beats Steve Garcia, he's not gonna deserve it. Um, if Steve Garcia beats, I should have put this. If Steve Garcia beats, which I don't think is gonna happen, beats Diego Lopez, he should jump Gene Silva and Sterling. I think those. But since Sterling and Zalal is happening first, you could argue which one. So yeah, I think this is pretty fair in my opinion. It just matters what the UFC does, which is literally the most random shit ever. I really pray that they don't do Volkanovski versus Gene Silva, but the way Gene Silva was acting, I'm really not. I'm not gonna be surprised. I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be mad. That's all. For Ilya Taporia, now I know that he's literally like not. Yo, I'm not gonna lie. While I was like grabbing these pictures, I never like I knew that was an animal, but I never knew in the middle of of the tattoo it's a picture of himself. On my life, I never knew that shit was there. On my life, like I was one, I never, I thought the name was just him. Like obviously it's him, like Taporia for T, but I never knew his face was on the tattoo, which is honestly funny as fuck. Like the most OD tattoo of all time. And it's funny because he like there's like a YouTube short that him making fun of other tattoos, and he has a picture of a tiger or a lion, and then in the middle between them it's him coming out of it, and then a T with wings with a crown. I think it's funny how he makes fun of other tattoos, and then has that on his chest or bicep. So it's funny, but I know I'm making these fights. I don't even know if he's gonna do them. Like I said, I don't know if he's gonna leave the UFC. I don't know if he's gonna fight for the welterweight. I don't know, but if he does decide to stay, these should be the next three fights that he should do. Is Armin Sarukian? I think obviously he deserves it. I think you can possibly make around the White House card. You can make Armin versus Charles Oliveira with the Islam versus Ian Gary, or I'll actually the Islam versus whoever's next. After this, I'm gonna show you who. And then you could do BSD versus Max Holloway, BSD versus Paddy Pimlet, just in case you can, because obviously, but I think this is a pretty easy cut and dry, because I think Paddy Pimlet doesn't deserve it. I think BSD would beat Paddy Pimlet in my opinion pretty easily. I think he could low key TKO him. He could reverse the takedowns, easily get on him and just ground it. Oh my god! Like imagine him ground and pound in the same way Dan Hooker did. That'd be insane. But I think if you really like, I don't know. I feel like it's like worthless because it's making both Armin and Charles. I think Armin's like 30, 31, 32. So his prime is getting wasted on fights that he should be getting right now. Like throughout this whole time, he could have fought. He could have fought. Trying to think. He could have fought Dan Hooker earlier. He could have fought for the title. Then he could have defended it against. If he won, let's say, or even if he lost, he could have tried to like just keep his number one ranking against Charles Oliveira or Max Holloway. 3 fights, and I think it's like been 2 years since then. It's crazy. Charles Oliveira, I know he's on a 2-fight winning streak, but at this, He just got destroyed by Ilya Taporia. You need, in my opinion, more than a 2 fight winning streak. Especially after the Max Holloway one, it's not really convincing to the fans that like, yo, this guy's gonna beat Ilya Taporia, because it kind of just showed that if Charles like that, Ilya Taporia is on a whole nother level compared to Max Holloway. If Ilya Taporia had no worries in the grappling compared to Max Holloway, who Ilya Taporia obviously got up and knocked him out. And then BSC, as I said, I think maybe honestly you could make any of these fight each other for the number one contender. You can make Armor Sarukian fight BSD for the number one, or Charles Oliveira fight. You can do uh, Charles Oliveira versus BSD. You could do BSD versus Armin. Like I said, all of these could be a number one contenders fight. Or like I said, Armin versus Charles, Armin versus or no, Charles versus no, BSD versus Patty, PSC versus Max. So you could do those two. So I think it's pretty easy in my opinion. Again, like I said, you could. I think a easy if you really want a number one contenders fight, you could just do Armin versus the bottom two, either Charles or BSD, fight for the title, and then Charles Oliveira could. I know they don't deserve it, but Patty Pimblett could just maybe fight one more time. But yeah, pretty good. On to the welterweight division. Now for the welterweight division, I also think it's pretty easy. I did leave someone out, and I'm gonna explain later when it happens. I think Ian Gary deserves it for beating Bilal Muhammad. Honestly, you could really do a coin toss up between Ian Gary and Michael Morales. If either of these fights get announced, I really wouldn't complain, just because both of them deserve it. Uh, Michael Morales beat Sean Brady, who beat Leon Edwards, who was the number one contender, and then Sean Brady, and then Ian Gary beat Carlos Prates and Bilal Muhammad, who obviously were just the number one contender. So honestly, in my opinion, but the thing is, obviously Michael Morales is on a streak, obviously undefeated. So I don't know. It's you again, like I said, you could argue for either of these fighters. Like if they were announced, I really wouldn't get mad. If Ian Gary is fighting Islam, I wouldn't get mad, and if Michael Morales is fighting Islam, I wouldn't get mad that either of them got snubbed, because they're so, in my opinion, neck and neck for the title that I think you could argue for which one actually deserves the title. But for my opinion, Carlos Prates needs one more fight, which is the JDM fight. If it beats JDM, I think he's right next for the title. After Michael Morales or Ian Gary, he has to be the third in line. Like I said, I think even if he beats JDM, I think Sean Brady and Michael Morales and Ian Gary already proved that they deserve to fight for the title. I don't think they should fight, but I think if either of them gets snubbed, I think they are gonna take a fight. Hopefully they don't lose. Now, I did leave Kamaru Usman out, but the only reason is because he just does not fight. I cannot put a fighter who doesn't want to fight, in my opinion. Like as Dana, I can't make this guy fight. I can't make him fight. That's really it. Like the last person he beat was Walking Buckley, and that's about to be a full year. I believe it was like during the summer. Like we're almost, what was it, April? It's almost April. It's about to be another year. So in my opinion, I don't. I like. He just doesn't want to fight. It's gonna take way too long, and then I don't know. The three fighters that I already listed already having fights or already deserve the title shot way more than Kamaru Usman. The only reason I could think of him getting the title shot, if let's say Ian Gary or Michael Morales fights Islam, I think either the guy who didn't get the title shot is gonna fight Kamaru Usman for the title, or not the title, but yeah, for the title. So I could see that, but at the same time, I just can't put, like, he has no. He's like, for when he beat Walking Buckley, and then when Islam beat JDM, they was trying super hard to make that fight, super hard. But then then he got dropped to, like, I think like 7 or 8, or it might be like 6. But yeah, like he just doesn't deserve it, in my opinion. This is not right. I think these three right now deserve it more than Kamaru Usman. So I think it's pretty easy. Again, like I said, I think they might do. Let's say if Ian Gary or Michael Morales gets the title shot, I think they might just do Kamaru Usman versus the person who just didn't get the title. I think that would be a good number one contender fight for both of them. I just don't want to hear Ian Gary bitch that I deserve the number. Like it's just gonna be annoying hearing him like complain every single time. But Yeah, pretty good three fighters. Let's see. I got what Jesus Christ, I'm stuttering. Let's see what I got for y'all for the middleweight division, which I think is also pretty. I think honestly, in my opinion, all of them are pretty decent. I don't think anything is controversial with the context I'm given. It's just that like with the UFC, sometimes it's just so random what they could do that like literally every single fighter that I list couldn't even be could not fight for the title. It could just be some random. Like that's really it. But all right, let's get on to the middleweight division. Again, like I said for Ilya, it's kind of like I really doubt he's gonna fight 3 times. I think literally, I wouldn't be surprised after the Sean Strickland fight he calls for the light heavyweight. I really wouldn't be surprised. But for the three fighter that did get was Imavov, Dricus, and Kyle Braulio. And you're gonna wonder why I didn't put Brendan Allen. Yeah, they don't fuck with him, bro. I respectfully, I can't. Like he deserves it. He should be over. He honestly, he should be over Dricus Duplessis or Kyle Braulio. They're both. I think more Kyle since uh Dricus is a champion. It should be like this. The list I'm giving is Imavov, Dricus, and Kyle are on, but they do not give a fuck about Arnold Allen. They're giving him an unranked fighter. That's how little fucks they give about him. So I think they, in my opinion, I think they're doing a Imavov versus Dricus for the next title shot, and then Kyle Braulio can fight the loser of them. Uh, I don't know. It wouldn't be a good sequel fight with a Malvo versus Kyle Braulio. I think he might just take another one in the top. I think maybe the loser, Sean Strickland versus Kyle. I know they said they didn't want to fight, but bro, you guys trained it. You guys trained together one time, bro. I think y'all can fight. Like, come on, you're not like, yeah. Let's like, come on. I think Kyle Braulio just fights the loser of the Hamzat versus Sean Strickland, but it's most likely just gonna be Sean Strickland. Cause I think Dricus is number one, and Malvoff is number two. I think Arnold Allen is like, no. For some reason, I have no idea why. The rankings put under Arnold Allen under Kyle Borralio. What are we living in? How does the guy who beat the how does Arnold Allen who beat RDR in a short notice fight who was ranked top 10, I think RDR was 7, oh my fucking god, 6 or 7, and then rated Arnold Allen. I think then went into the top 5. So how does Kyle Braulio, beat, who just lost to Arnold Allen, who was above him, how does he go above Arnold? Like that makes no sense at all. I don't know if they changed it. I swear on my mother's life, I saw that shit. I have no idea why that shit was even a thing. But for some reason, Arnold Allen's below Kyle Braulio, even though Arnold Allen is on a win streak and did better against RDR compared to Kyle Braulio. I could not tell you why. I would have put Arnold Allen on number 3, but they just don't fuck with him. So I obviously they're just gonna I just put Kyle just a fill in. But I think really just the winner of Imavo versus Jerkis just fights the winner of obviously the Sean Strickland versus Hamzat. I know either of them, if they win, it's not gonna be that much interesting compared to if it was RDR versus Hernandez. But fuck it. Obviously Sean Strickland won, RDR is moving to 205, so it's hard. Now on to the light heavyweight division. Now obviously there is no champion, so I just put the obviously the winner versus Prochazka versus Olberg. And for the 3 fighters I did get was pretty easy in my opinion, not that hard. I think. And now before you say anything, let me explain the first 2 and I get to Dominic Reyes. Okay, for Azamat Mirzakhanov, I don't think he deserves it against Paulo Costa, but I think he's just gonna be the next one in line to get it. Like he's gonna be because he's fighting I think in the same card. So obviously the next 2 opponents I gave have nothing, like have no fight announcement except Dominic Reyes, which I'll get to in a second. But I think the perfect timeline, just Paulo once he beats Paulo Costa, like around December November, you could just pull up this fight, and then the winner of Prochazka versus Olberg just obviously tries to fight Azamat. For Ankalaev, I've literally nothing has been heard about it. I've really heard nothing about him since he lost. Not even like a backstage, no training footage, no, not even him cornering someone. I've literally have heard nothing. But honestly, actually, yes. Reportedly, it's gonna be Robert Whitaker, which is honestly pretty easy fight. I don't think Robert Whitaker has anything. Maybe, I don't know why I said maybe like that, but maybe. But I think Ankalaev just easily, in my opinion, comfortably wins a 5 round fight. Even 3 rounds, I think he could just easily beat him. And then I don't think they like Ankalaev enough to give him a title shot. But this is where I come. Oh, what the fuck am I talking about? This is where Dominic Reyes comes in the picture. Now, just let me tell you something. Like, I know he's versus Johnny Walker, but I think if he beats Johnny Walker, I think the UFC really wants Dominic Reyes back in the title picture again. He should cut all his hair. I don't know. His hair has been always the worst since his beginning. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with his hair. Come on, bro. You're Mexican, bro. I don't know if he's fully Mexican, but bro, come on. I don't know why his hair is already like how he's bald in this much when he wasn't even in his 20s. I think he was like in his mid 20s when he versed John Jones, which is crazy. But yeah, I think if he beats Johnny Walker, I think the UFC really wants to build him up. I think if he beats, I think they'll give him Jamal Hill or Khalil Roundtree, and then he could fight for the title if he KOs both of them, which is pretty easily with both of them. That's a if. That's really a if. That's why I said, because I don't think they're not. I don't. In my opinion, they're not giving Khalil Roundtree out, especially if Prochka wins. I don't. They're not gonna do a rematch because Prochka just beat him to get the number one contender fight. They might do it with Oberg, but at the same time, he just won off a KO against Yuri, so I don't know if they're gonna put him against a title fight with Oberg. But I think that's pretty good in my opinion. I think I know it doesn't make the most sense, but both the light heavyweight and the heavyweight division, as I'm gonna say later, are so shallow that I could see the UFC quickly giving him Johnny Walker, either Khalil Roundtree or Jamal Hill, and then giving him a title shot. That's what I really think after the Azamat versus Yuri. That's what I really truly think. Because they don't like, in my opinion, I don't think they like Anka. They might, but I just don't think they like Anka Live enough to give him another title shot after if he let's say if he beats Robert Whitaker. I just don't think they're gonna, especially with the way he lost badly in like less than a minute. I think he's gonna fight someone. Honestly, I could see him versus Dominic Reyes a number one contender fight. That wouldn't be that bad, but you never know. That's why that's why Dominic Reyes is number 3 spot. Now on to the final one, the heavyweight division. Tom Aspinall. Now I think in my opinion, it's like this is honestly the most easiest fights. I didn't give 3 fighters, but it's 2. It's obviously the interim fight. He's guaranteed gonna fight the Cyril Gane or Alex Pereira. But I think after that, I don't know why Volkov is number 4. I don't know the other 2 people. Who's above him? Don't who is above? I don't. Who's number 1 and 2? What the fuck? I must be tweaking. I have no idea who's the number 1 and number 2 fighter, or number 3. I have no idea. There's no way Pavlovich is above either of them. I don't know. I don't know. I'm blanking. That's so weird. I don't know why. But as I was saying, I think it's perfect, especially because how far. Actually, no. Actually, May's before June. I'm stupid. Okay. Okay. It's gonna be a pretty decent layoff for the winner of Volkov versus Waldo Cortes Acosta, but obviously, Tom Aspinall versus the winner of Cyril Gane versus Alex Pereira, they can do that. It's in June, so I could see this being a honestly, I could see Tom Aspinall versus the winner, the interim fighter, and then let's say if Ozma wins, it's not really a good headliner for a card. I could see them being the co-main event for that. I could see it be a good co-main event for that. And obviously, Ward. I think this is also another number 1 contenders fight. I think they both deserve it. I think Volkov, he got robbed against Cyril Gane, so I think he didn't beat, but in the system he did beat Jotun Almeida, which doesn't really look good now because he just got cut, which is not really his problem. He didn't really do anything, but yeah, That's really it. And then, in my opinion, I don't. Walter Cortes Acosta got schooled by Sergey Pavlovich, who got brutalized by Alexander Volkov. I really don't think I can see anything happening to Volkov that Walter Cortes Acosta is going to do any differently. I think it's going to be a boring fight, in my opinion. I know people are on the bandwagon after the Pavlovich loss, but if you look at the last couple ones, bro, you would not see him as like a really entertaining fighter, in my opinion. Obviously, he's now entertaining, but I don't think he's. I think it was literally because against the easiest fighters ever he could have gotten. So in my opinion, it's not. Except the guy Tom Aspinall's fighting partner. I think that one's pretty impressive, even after the eye poke. But even then, so I think both. I think it's pretty easily. I couldn't think of a third person in my opinion. I really couldn't, because these are the four people that did. Like these are the four people that did deserve either number contenders fight or fight for the title. So it's pretty easy. Curtis Blades, I don't like. He literally just. I know he won, but it wasn't even a good win. And obviously the guy he beat is not deserving. Maybe Josh Hawkett. I can't honestly. On my life, I could see Josh Hawkett jumping over the winner Volkov and Cortes Acosta to fight for the title. I'm not even lying. I could really see that if Josh Hawkett wins. But I don't know. The heavyweight division is so shallow. I could really see anything happening between these guys. This is gonna be Sirigon's fourth title defense. I mean title shot. Um. So yeah, hopefully, I don't know. It's technically five. The interim one, then the one against Ngannou, then the one against John Jones, and this one against Tom Aspinall, and then it's gonna be the interim one, and then now six. What? Maybe I counted it wrong, but damn, that's a lot. Um, is that six? Oh, I think the Derek Lewis. Oh no, Derek Lewis was for the interim. Then he fought Ngannou, and then John Jones, and then Tom Aspinall. And that is God damn, that's six. Okay, that's crazy. That might be the most. What the fuck? If he wins against Alex Pereira, but damn, that's a lot. Even five, five is crazy. Like there's some UFC fighters who don't even like who could only dream of getting like one, let alone five. But he's so lucky he's in the heavyweight division that obviously it's gonna be. It's like the title shots are in and out. But that's gonna be it for the video, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Low key. I'm thinking about dropping a Call of Duty video about zombies, about the state. That shit is so trash right now. Oh my god. Maybe. I'll consider it. I don't know if it's the first thing I'm gonna do. I just watched Hell's Paradise, the anime. That shit, bro, that shit peak. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll try to see if I can release a video with. I know this probably is gonna come out Monday. Hopefully not Tuesday. I'm not trying to really delay it. Monday, and then I can see if I can release a video Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, like one of those days, and then Saturday, Sunday. I'll try to Saturday, Sunday. I'm definitely gonna release one video, but I'll try to see if I can get both of two videos in both the weekends. I don't even know who's coming up. Let me hold on. Let me check who's fighting this week, if there even is a fight. I don't think there is, in my opinion. I don't remember. Israel Adesanya. Oh, is that next week? That is next week. Oh shit. My apologies. Okay, it's slow keeper. Not even that good. It's all right actually. Not bad. If Terrence McKinney loses, I think he should just get cut. But that's for another statement. Now, thank you guys for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.